The unexpected turn of my college romance, a confession. It's been a year since this secret chapter of my life unfolded, and I feel it's time to share my story. I was a 19-year-old college student in Texas, living a life that seemed unremarkable until an unexpected encounter changed everything. My professor, a man I respected for his intelligence and charisma, asked to meet me outside of class. Initially, I believed it was related to my studies, but the reality was far different. He invited me to his house, explaining that it would be an opportunity for us to discuss my academic future. Naively, I accepted, not fully understanding his intentions. That evening, under the guise of mentorship, the boundaries between student and teacher blurred. We talked for hours, sharing personal stories and ambitions. As the night progressed, the atmosphere shifted. There was a palpable tension, a forbidden allure that neither of us could deny. Eventually, we succumbed to our mutual attraction, and things escalated beyond just conversation. The next day, the gravity of what had transpired hit me. His wife, unbeknownst to me, confronted me on campus. The encounter was jarring, filled with emotions of guilt, shock, and regret. The affair was exposed, and the consequences were immediate. My professor lost his job and, for a time, his family. In a surprising turn of events, I later learned that they managed to reconcile. This realization brought me a bittersweet sense of relief. They had overcome the hurt and found a way to rebuild their relationship. Reflecting on that year, I see the naivety in my decisions and the profound impact they had. It was a period of my life that taught me valuable lessons about responsibility, the complexities of human emotions, and the consequences of our actions. Starting to hate my boyfriend. I at 24 feel like I'm starting to hate my boyfriend. I'm 31. Yesterday was my birthday and he made it just about the shittiest day I've had in a very long time. Started my day off with screaming at me cause I wanted to go do something fun and he wanted to go home and play video games. Then he got mad at me cause I bought myself a $17 birthday cake. Then he got mad at me cause his child, I'm a stepmom, was slamming doors screaming in my face. He hated me while I was trying to cook everyone supper. Then when he did come home he sat in another room and freaked out every time I came into the room with our child who was sick and like really sick. Then when all the kids were asleep he sat in the living room, put on some stupid show and played on his phone, completely ignoring me till he decided he was tired and we went to bed. I tried to give hints I wanted to do something because it's been over 2 weeks since we did anything and finally we did something, for 2 minutes tops. Then he gets up, goes has a smoke, comes back to bed and goes to sleep while I quietly lay there sobbing. Last night he told me he had to go work a little bit so he had gas money for this morning. I woke up to him sleeping on the couch. I literally don't know what to do. Things were really good till like 2 or 3 weeks ago. Now it just feels like we're roommates or something and I hate it. I'm paying for everything for Christmas and I buy him coffee and beer and he just treats me like he hates me. I don't get it. I have an addiction to corn and it's ruining me. I'm 20 and I'm severely addicted to buying tokens on campsites. I've spent well over $2,000 on tokens and on only F. I'm a degenerate and I hate myself for it. I've recently gotten evicted from my home and my money's extremely tight right now. I got paid today and I already spent well over $200. I don't know what's wrong with me. I'm too young for this. My 30F ex-fiancé, 31M, was a gold digger and I think it's important for people to know that the other side exists. We were together for 10 years and he ended the relationship earlier this year. In 2021 we moved in together on a joint mortgage, which we have gone back and forth on regarding what he owes me to buy me out, as he really tried to lowball until I made it clear I have legal representation. We both worked full-time during the relationship, but he always made more money. As he has friends in high places, he was guaranteed a position by a friend in a field he had no experience or qualifications in, while I worked every day to eventually find a very menial minimum wage job with long shifts. After we moved in together, he established what I consider an unfair split of finances pretty quickly. We each paid 50% of the mortgage and bills, while I paid 100% of the groceries, despite earning about half of what he was earning at this point. The extra money he had was used to buy himself gifts, fund a nicer car, and build savings in his personal account, never the joint account of course. He was always frustrated that I could never save anything and, despite telling me he only saved a couple £100 a month, didn't seem to understand that I was paying out more than him on less pay. Eventually his lack of fair contribution led to me having to take out loans and my finances progressively got worse through his refusal to do his job as a future spouse and actually meet me halfway on the necessities. This frustrated him even more and he ended the relationship, stating that he's not ready to get married and we're on different paths. I'm emotionally recovered from the breakup and am now dating someone far superior to him in every way, but the financial aspect is difficult to recover from. I'm living with my parents until I can redeem my finances. It wasn't until we broke up and my parents mentioned it that I realized I was being financially manipulated during the relationship. I learned a hard but necessary lesson from all this though, which is that I must be financially independent from here on. If one day I live with/marry someone and they want to contribute financially, that's just a bonus. I have to be able to be okay financially without them. I was months away from a very unhappy marriage and I feel blessed to have been given the opportunity to escape it. But the point of this post more than anything is to put it out there that this can happen to women too, and to sympathize with any and all people who have had this experience. I really hate the current beauty standards. I am a 30M who always had luck with women. I stay in shape, try to eat healthy, try to be clean and groomed, I am moderately handsome if I can say myself. All my girlfriends were pretty by the superficial standards of society, and most of the times other dudes envied my relationships. Thing is, I always had a thing for curvy/plus-sized girls. When I was younger, other guys would made fun of me if I told them I liked a bigger-sized girl, and women friends would be worse, always making fun of how I was even paying attention to any girl with a healthy size and not being attracted to the ones who had their bones showing. Back in 2008 I had started talking with a girl who had a few extra pounds online and we started having an online sex thing. I always had a blast during our online booty calls. Then after a month, when we were talking about meeting in person, I ghosted her. This was because I was ashamed when my then best friend found out and started laughing and told our mutual friends. I was an asshole to do that then, and I still think about that from time to time. She was hot, and I mean really hot, and I have regretted that I gave into peer pressure on this. Ollie, sorry I was an asshole, I really regretted not meeting you. As I get older I see that things remain the same. Every guy seems like a fucking pedo, looking at you DiCaprio, not wanting anything to do with any girl over 50 kilograms/29 years. It is utterly disgusting. I am fucking tired of it. I find women over 40s much hotter than 19 years. Girls. The latter are like children to my eyes. And every time marks or imperfections I see in women makes them more real than fake Insta thoughts. Best sex I had in my life was with a girl with a lazy eye. Worst was with an Insta influencer that lately is posting on OnlyFans. I just want to get smothered by some sweet natural tits and have some big girl sit on my face. This is the way. I fucking hate that unnatural facade society thinks is beautiful today.